In the twilight of the gods, when the sky burns and the seas boil, one voice rises above the chaos, Odin's. This is not the all-father of simple hero tales, but the seer who gazes into the end of all things. His final prophecy speaks of fire and ice, betrayal and rebirth, where even gods must face their fate. In this retelling, we unravel the ancient threads of Norse myth, breathing new life into the vision that shaped a people's destiny. Prepare to witness Odin's last words, not as history remembers them, but as legend demands they be told. Norse mythology is a rich tapestry of gods, giants, heroes, and cosmic forces. At its heart stands Odin, the All-Father, a god of wisdom, war, death, and prophecy. Among the many legends surrounding him, one of the most profound and haunting is his last prophecy, a vision of the end times known as Ragnarok. This tale is not only about destruction, but also about renewal, a cosmic cycle of death and rebirth that has fascinated storytellers for centuries. In this retelling, we will dive deep into Odin's last prophecy, unpack its meaning, and explore how it resonates beyond its ancient origins, offering timeless lessons about fate, sacrifice, and hope. Odin, the All-Father and the Seer. Before we dive into the prophecy itself, it is essential to understand who Odin is within the Norse cosmos. Odin is not just the chief of the Aesir gods, but a figure of paradoxes. He is both a warrior and a wanderer, a seeker of knowledge, and a god of death. Unlike gods who simply rule, Odin pursues wisdom relentlessly, even sacrificing an eye at Mimir's to gain insight. He journeys through realms, gathers secrets from the dead, and values foresight above all. This quest for knowledge is central to his character, and it is what leads him to glimpse the coming doom. Odin's role as a seer sets the stage for his last prophecy. Unlike many mythologies where gods are omniscient, the Norse gods are fated beings bound by fate. Even Odin cannot escape destiny, but he seeks to understand it as fully as possible. The vision of Ragnarok, a cosmic end. Ragnarok, often translated as the twilight of the gods, is the Norse apocalypse. It is a cataclysmic event where the boundaries between order and chaos collapse, and the world faces utter destruction. Odin's last prophecy is essentially a foretelling of Ragnarok. It is recorded in the Poetic Edda, an Old Norse collection of mythological poems, and the Prose Edda, compiled by Snorri Sturluson in the 13th century. These texts contain Odin's warnings and glimpses into the coming battles and upheavals. The signs of Ragnarok. The prophecy begins with ominous signs. Fimbulwinter, a great winter lasting 3 years with no summers in between, leading to widespread suffering, famine, and the breakdown of social order. Families turn against each other, and chaos spreads among humanity. Moral decay. Trust collapses, and brother turns against brother. Laws and customs are abandoned. Cosmic disturbances. The sun and moon are swallowed by wolves, Skoll and Hati, casting the world into darkness. Serpent stirring. The great serpent Jormungand rides in the ocean, causing massive floods. These signs herald the end of the world as the gods know it. The final battle. At the heart of Odin's last prophecy is the great battle on the plains of Vigrid. Here, gods, giants, monsters, and heroes face off in an apocalyptic war. Odin versus Fenrir. Odin confronts the monstrous wolf Fenrir, a child of Loki and Angrboda. Fenrir is destined to kill Odin, swallowing the All-Father whole. But Odin's death is not the end. His sacrifice echoes the Norse theme of death as a passage, not an end. Thor versus Jormungandr. The thunder god Thor battles the Midgard serpent Jormungandr. Thor kills the serpent, but is poisoned and dies shortly after. This duel symbolizes the titanic struggle between natural forces. Freyr versus Surtur. The god Freyr fights the fire giant Surtur, but falls, unarmed, because he had given his sword away earlier. Surtur's flames will consume the world in a purifying blaze. Loki's role. Loki, the trickster god and father of many monstrous creatures, joins the forces of chaos, leading the giants and monsters against the gods. The battle results in massive destruction. Gods perish, giants fall, and the cosmos itself is consumed by fire and water. Death and renewal. While Ragnarok appears as a grim ending, Odin's last prophecy is also about rebirth and hope. After the destruction, the world rises anew from the sea, cleansed and fertile. Two human survivors, Lif and Lifthrasir, repopulate the earth. New gods emerge. Odin's sons and other divine beings take up the mantle to rebuild the world. The sun shines again and peace returns. This cyclical vision, death followed by renewal, is central to Norse cosmology. The end is not the final word, but a transformation. Symbolism and themes. Odin's last prophecy is layered with symbolism that resonates beyond mythology. Fate versus free will. The Norse gods know their fate, but cannot change it. Odin's pursuit of knowledge highlights humanity's desire to understand and possibly influence destiny. The prophecy reflects a profound tension between inevitability and agency. Sacrifice for wisdom. Odin's own life symbolizes sacrifice. His death in Ragnarok is the ultimate price for the wisdom he sought throughout existence. This teaches us that knowledge often comes with cost, and that leaders may bear burdens for the greater good. The cycle of destruction and creation. The apocalypse in Norse myth is not final destruction, but a necessary cleansing. The cycle echoes natural rhythms, seasons, life and death, decay and growth, reminding us that endings often give rise to new beginnings. The heroism in facing doom. Odin and other gods fight knowing their fate is sealed. Their courage in the face of annihilation is a powerful motif, inspiring resilience and dignity even when outcomes seem hopeless. Odin's prophecy in modern culture. Odin's last prophecy has influenced countless works of art, literature, and popular culture. From Richard Wagner's operas to Marvel's Thor comics and films, Ragnarok continues to captivate imaginations worldwide. But beyond entertainment, the story invites reflection on human nature, leadership, and the way we confront crisis. In an age of global challenges, climate change, social upheaval, existential risks, Odin's vision of destruction and renewal remains profoundly relevant. Retelling Odin's prophecy today. Retelling this myth today means more than recounting ancient stories. It involves drawing from its deep wells of meaning, understanding complexity. Odin's quest for wisdom amidst chaos encourages us to seek knowledge, question assumptions, and embrace uncertainty. Facing fear with courage, like the gods confronting Ragnarok, we can face life's challenges with bravery and integrity. Recognizing cycles. The prophecy reminds us that endings are part of life's natural rhythms and can lead to transformation and hope. Embracing mystery. Some aspects of the prophecy remain ambiguous and open-ended, inviting us to explore, interpret, and find personal meaning. Odin's last prophecy. Fate, sacrifice, destruction, and rebirth in Norse mythology. Odin's last prophecy stands as one of the most profound and evocative elements of Norse mythology, a testament to the complexity and depth of the ancient Norse worldview. It weaves together powerful themes of fate, sacrifice, destruction, and ultimately rebirth, a cyclical vision that reflects the Norse understanding of existence and the cosmos. As the All-Father, Odin is more than just a ruler of gods. He is a seeker of knowledge and wisdom, a god who confronts the inevitability of fate head-on. Through his last prophecy, he glimpses the twilight of the gods, Ragnarok, a cataclysmic event signaling the end of an era, but also the birth of a new world. This narrative offers a timeless meditation on the human condition, the limits of power, and the enduring presence of hope even amid destruction. Odin, the god of wisdom and prophecy. Odin is a figure unlike many gods in ancient mythologies. He is not only a god of war and death, but also the god of wisdom, poetry, magic, and prophecy. Known as the All-Father, Odin's hunger for knowledge is insatiable. He sacrifices his eye at Mimir's well to gain insight, and even undergoes a self-sacrifice, hanging from the world tree Yggdrasil, for 9 days and nights to acquire the knowledge of runes. This relentless quest for understanding shapes Odin's character and informs the gravity of his last prophecy. Unlike other gods who may act out of simple might or caprice, Odin represents the tension between knowledge and fate. He seeks to know what is to come, even though what he sees is often grim and unavoidable. The nature of fate in Norse mythology. A key element in Odin's last prophecy is the concept of Wird, or fate. In Norse cosmology, fate is an unyielding force that even the gods cannot escape. The Norns, 3 mystical beings akin to the fates in Greek mythology, weave the threads of destiny for all beings, gods and mortals alike. Odin's foresight reveals that the gods' fate is sealed. They cannot avoid the destruction foretold. Yet, the prophecy is not told to suggest futility, but to emphasize the dignity in facing one's destiny, the value of courage in the face of the inevitable, and the wisdom of understanding one's place within the cosmic order. The prophecy of Ragnarok, destruction and chaos. Odin's last prophecy centers around Ragnarok, often translated as the twilight of the gods. This apocalyptic event marks the cataclysmic end of the current world order and the death of many gods. Signs foretelling Ragnarok. The prophecy begins with ominous signs. A brutal winter called Fimbulwinter descends upon the world, lasting 3 successive seasons without a summer in between. This harsh winter brings famine, despair, and the collapse of social bonds. Brothers fight brothers, and order unravels. The sun and moon are swallowed by wolves, Skoll and Hati, plunging the world into darkness and symbolizing the cosmic chaos that disrupts natural order. The seas surge as Jormungandr, the world serpent, stirs in the ocean, causing floods and destruction. The earth itself trembles, breaking apart as giants and monstrous creatures prepare to challenge the gods. The great battle and sacrifice. At the climax of the prophecy, the gods confront their adversaries in a final battle on the plains of Ygritte. This is a confrontation between the forces of order, led by the gods, and the forces of chaos, led by giants and monstrous beings. Odin's fate. Odin's role is pivotal. The All-Father faces Fenrir, the monstrous wolf who has grown so enormous and fearsome that even the gods once bound him with magical chains. Fenrir's destiny is to kill Odin, and the prophecy confirms this grim end. Odin is swallowed whole by Fenrir in battle. But Odin's death is not just a defeat, it is a powerful act of sacrifice. It illustrates a fundamental Norse theme, that wisdom and power often come at a cost. Odin's acceptance of his fate, his courage to face the inevitable, embodies the tragic nobility woven throughout Norse myth. Thor's battle. Following Odin's death, the thunder god Thor confronts the world serpent Jormungandr. Thor kills the serpent but succumbs to its venom and dies shortly after. This duel symbolizes the struggle between elemental forces, thunder and sea, and the sacrifice required to preserve order even temporarily. Destruction and the end of the world. As the battle rages, the world is consumed by fire and flood. The fire giant Surtur leads flames that engulf the earth, burning down the cosmos. Mountains collapse, stars vanish, and the very fabric of reality appears to unravel. Yet, the prophecy doesn't end in nihilism. The destruction is necessary for transformation, an essential clearing away of the old to make space for the new. The dawn after darkness, rebirth and renewal. Odin's last prophecy concludes with a vision of hope and renewal. After the fires subside and the waters recede, the world rises again, fresh and fertile. Two human survivors, Lif and Lifthraiser, emerge from the remnants of destruction. They repopulate the earth, ensuring the continuation of humanity. New gods appear, including Odin's sons, who inherit the legacy of the old gods and help rebuild the cosmos. The sun shines once more, and the earth is lush and green, symbolizing restoration and life's resilience. This cyclical pattern, destruction followed by rebirth, is fundamental in Norse cosmology. It reflects the natural cycles observed in the world, the seasons, the cycles of life and death, the waxing and waning of the moon. Themes explored in Odin's last prophecy. Fate and acceptance. A profound lesson in Odin's prophecy is the inevitability of fate. Even the mightiest gods cannot alter what is destined to happen. This might seem bleak, but the Norse did not view fate as a source of despair, but as a call to courage and dignity. Odin, who sought knowledge above all, understands that some truths are immutable. His willingness to face Ragnarok, knowing his death is certain, highlights the honor in accepting fate without surrendering to fear. Sacrifice and wisdom. Odin's story is intertwined with sacrifice, from his eye for wisdom to his death at Fenrir's jaws. This theme reflects the Norse understanding that wisdom is hard-won and often comes at great personal cost. Sacrifice is not only physical, but spiritual and moral. Odin's sacrifices suggest that true leadership and insight require giving something of oneself for the greater good. Destruction as transformation. The cataclysm of Ragnarok is not merely an end, but a necessary transformation. The fiery destruction clears away corruption and decay, making way for renewal. This mirrors natural cycles and teaches that endings often give birth to new beginnings. Hope amidst darkness. Perhaps the most enduring message of Odin's last prophecy is hope. Even as the gods face annihilation, the prophecy assures that life continues, that new worlds and new orders arise from the ashes. This hope does not deny the reality of suffering or loss, but acknowledges them as part of a larger cosmic rhythm. Odin's last prophecy and modern reflections. Odin's last prophecy continues to resonate deeply in modern times. Its themes of inevitable change, sacrifice, and renewal speak to universal human experiences. In an age marked by rapid transformation and uncertainty, whether environmental, social, or political, the prophecy reminds us of the cycles we live through. It calls for courage in the face of challenges, wisdom in leadership, and faith that after destruction, renewal is possible. Odin's last prophecy is more than an ancient myth. It is a profound narrative about the human condition and the cosmos. Through it, we witness a God who embraces fate, sacrifices for wisdom, confronts destruction, and foresees rebirth. As the All-Father gazes into the twilight of the gods, he also sees the dawn that follows. In this vision lies a timeless truth. Even in the darkest moments, hope persists. This narrative invites us to reflect on our own lives and challenges, reminding us that endings are not absolute, but part of a greater cycle of transformation and renewal. Through Odin's prophecy, Norse mythology teaches us courage, acceptance, and the enduring power of hope. As the echoes of Odin's final words fade into the mist, we are left standing at the edge of fate, where gods fall, worlds burn, and yet a new dawn always rises. His prophecy was never just about the end. It was a reminder that even in destruction, there is renewal. If this retelling stirred your imagination, share it, discuss it, and keep the flame of these ancient stories alive. The All-Father's vision belongs not only to the past, but to all who dare to dream of what comes after. Until next time, remember, the saga never truly ends.